Alright. So, hello future me, and anybody who is decided to click on this video. Um, Thought we would do I wanted to do something kind of fun, as what I am calling, it's not really a proper time capsule, but that's what I'm calling it. But I thought it'd be something fun to do, to go through my characters as they are now, and come back maybe a couple expansions later and see how much my characters have evolved. Recently, I've really gotten settled, created all my characters where I am happy with them, and I'm going to start leveling. And ultimately, after 4 years of playing World of Warcraft, I've finally gotten a little bit more serious with like player versus player stuff, raiding, just overall more stuff with my guild too. But over these next couple months, I'm going to be for our next expansion. I'm going to be leveling up and gearing as many characters as I can and really nailing down who my main characters are. But I think this would be something kind of fun just to look back on and overall see how they evolved. In the meantime, I've got my lovely boa constrictor Pelisaria here, so it'll be kind of fun to see where she is too. Anyways, let's log in and I'll show you around. Okay. So the first character here, pardon all of my shitty or non-existent transmogs, by the way. He wants to go on the desk. That's kind of one of those things I'm hoping is going to be rectified over these next few years. But anyways, this is my first main character. I've been playing her specifically since I started World of Warcraft. She's been ultimately my main character, just been having a blast, and I actually haven't ever changed her off of Fury until somewhat recently, just so I can learn and have a little bit more versatility. Currently, I think I'll still stick with Fury just because it's so much goddamn fun. But I've been playing this character pretty much 100% of the time for the last 4 years. But it's just ultimately a comfort pick, and I very quickly fell in love with Warrior and just kind of stuck with it. So I'll see. I imagine my prediction is going to be she's going to still be my main for pretty much ever. I love this character a lot, and I love this class. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. My Mage, I only just finished getting to level 120 recently, which is currently the level cap. But I finally wanted to dip my toe into casters. So I figured, okay, let's create a mage. You know, they're always the basic form of magic. They usually introduce everything. But honestly, I have kind of a love-hate relationship with the mage. I'm never really the go-to caster person, so it was definitely interesting to experience as somebody who never really plays casters. But at the same time, I could definitely see myself maybe playing one in the future. I like their utility. I enjoy their rotations to an extent, but there's just something small about it that just makes it feel... I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm mostly a melee player. It just feels unorthodox, I guess is the word. But just something about it doesn't feel good, doesn't click, as it were. But I don't know, I guess we'll have but to see. Overall, right now, I kind of like Mage to an extent, but if I had to guess with her, she's probably not going to stick around too long. Now, as far as casters go, my Warlock I've been leveling up recently, level 69. Nice. And Warlock is actually really fun. I had one of my friends who's been bothering me forever. He's like, yo, I totally think you would be a Warlock player. Warlock totally just sings your song, as it were. And I was like, okay, I mean, we'll see. Because I've never been the caster type player. So I was pleasantly surprised when I jumped in and was like, huh, this is kind of enjoyable. I really like the rotation. It's a little more technical. It's a little more... not as technical as a mage, but technical in the sense of micromanaging rather than having to maintain all these utilities and be on point. Warlocks definitely seem to follow this sort of interesting routine that's just very satisfying. And watching all of your numbers be a result of getting everything right is just really cool. And so far, I actually really enjoy the class. But, again, she's only level 69. So we'll have to see what she is by the time I get to level cap. Who knows? It'll change over the next couple of months, even. So our next character, my priest. I played a priest a while ago, back when I even had alliance characters. I leveled her up to level 40. So I have some experience with priest already, which is kind of why I'm excited to finally jump back into priest. Plus, it's one of those classes, along with Warlock, that our guild said they needed. So those were one of the first two, besides my Mage, that I wanted to jump on board with. But I'm very excited to play priest. I remember specifically I loved the hell out of discipline. I don't know what it's going to be like now when I go and try it, because that was a couple of years ago. Never touched Shadow Priest. I think I played around with Holy for more serious healing, just to kind of try it out. I think if I had to make a prediction for this character, I'm absolutely going to be a priest player. I love playing healers. They're just overall enjoyable. You have so much control with your group if they're being dicks, for instance. But I'm definitely excited to start my priest, and I'm curious where she's going to end up on my roster. Okay, now this is a character, my Paladin, that I'm kind of... Another kind of love-hate relationship like my Mage, but not really. It's sort of a different matter. But I started playing a Paladin actually after I leveled up my Warrior. I was like, I finally want to do something else. I want to learn how to tank, and I want to learn how to heal. Okay, who has that? Who's the easiest for that? Boom, Paladin. So I started playing Paladin, and honestly, it was quite fun. I had a blast with Paladin for a couple of months. And then I kind of dropped her and started exploring with other things. My main problem is I liked going and leveling a bunch of alts, and all of them pretty much ended up deleting, which is why we're doing this now, kind of solidifying all my characters. None of these guys will change. I'm happy with them. But anyways, once I got her up to 110, which was the maximum level in Legion, is really kind of where I started to fall off. I really started to realize, because at that point I could finally do endgame stuff, and I started to realize how just lackluster they feel. They're slow, they're clunky, they don't really... You feel like you're not getting a lot out of the work that you're putting in, and it's just not a good feeling. So, as of right now, as of this recording, I have no intention on playing Paladin anytime soon. Maybe I'll get her up to 120 just to match with the rest of them. But honestly, I don't think I'm going to be playing Paladin anytime soon. And as for the future of where this character will be, you know, maybe I'll let her stick around. I'll come back every now and again just to see if they get any kind of changes. Because I really do like Paladin, but right now they're just very unsatisfying to play as. But I guess we'll just have to eventually just see. My Hunter was one of those characters I didn't actually expect to enjoy. Again, I've never really been too much of a ranged player. Usually if I do, if it's between a caster and a bow, I'm normally going to take a bow, so I kind of expected to like it at least a little bit, but not nearly as much as I thought I would. I've been kind of on and off with my Hunter, and part of me really just wants to jump in and go. But at the same time, I want to level up these other characters first, you know? I'm a big fan of Marksman. I don't know what it is about it. It's just enjoyable. It's satisfying to have those longer buttons that are just powerful. I don't like Beast Mastery at all. It's because of the little micromanaging with the pet is kind of just, eh. I mean, Survivals is kind of cool, but I gotta play with Hunter ultimately a little more. I can't wait to get to higher level. I don't think... My prediction is going to be, I don't think I'm going to be a Hunter player at all. But I can definitely see myself playing her as, like, a tertiary character. Just kind of somebody on the side if I just want to have fun casually, but still somewhat kind of serious-ish. And by that I mean, I'll still gear them up and do stuff like PvP, but I won't do, like, any ridiculous endgame stuff with them. I probably won't have her join my guild. My whole point with all this, too, by the way, is mainly for my guild. I want to have one melee, we're going to have one caster, we're gonna have one healer, and then we're gonna have one what I'm calling an auxiliary, which would be like monk, shaman, paladin, hunter. Somebody just kind of either brings one of each to the table, or somebody that's just kind of away. So she could be potentially one of my auxiliaries, but I don't think so. Druid, that's somebody who I think I could be one of my auxiliary slots. Druid, I started, I don't even remember how long ago, but I played her for up till level 34 and then just stopped. Other than that, I don't have any other Druid experience. I don't know too much about it. I only ever played Balanced and Restoration. Even then, only just barely dabbled with Restoration. I really want to dive in with this character once I get around to her. Because one thing I do remember, at least, is that Druid was very fun. I could see myself possibly playing a Druid, just out of the sheer enjoyment that they bring. They're just cool and kind of unique. If I had to make a prediction for the future on this character, I could definitely see myself. Maybe not being a Druid player, but if anything, she could definitely be in my auxiliary slot as a primary. And what I mean by auxiliary, by the way, is just one of those other characters on deck. If I've got everybody geared up and I'm playing them all the time, somebody else I could just kind of default to, but it can still do work. But yeah, I think that's where I stand with her. My rogue, so I actually know quite a bit about rogue. I have, again, this was back when I was playing on at least some alliance characters. I actually still have her, a rogue, a worgen, and I leveled her up to level 90. And then I just kind of stopped. I started maining these characters a little bit more. So I know a decent amount about rogue. The only thing is that I stopped playing her as of this recording about 2 years ago. So I don't know too much, but I know enough to know that I enjoy rogue. Primarily, I know I'm going to probably default to subtlety. That was my favorite. Assassination is okay. And I completely dislike outlaw. But again, that is subject to change. It has been a while, so I don't know what changes have been made to rogue. Again, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. He is one I'm potentially thinking could maybe even dethrone my warrior if I deem him strong enough or more enjoyable along those lines. Wow, I can't words right now. Pardon me, it's 1 a.m. But again, I've been playing my warrior for so long, and I think it'll be hard. If anything, then we'll just kind of have him around, but I guess we only have what to see. 1 second, let me take a drink. Alright, so my shaman. She was actually just settled a debate between a couple characters because they didn't know what the hell to do. Between a warlock and a monk, and a troll and a Falpera. So she was just kind of the wrench. Fuck it, I'll just make a panda shaman, settle that debate, and make the others. I don't know too much about shaman, other than I got my ass kicked by a shaman. And if he ever watches this video, he knows who he is. I thought, okay, I need to make a shaman at some point. I did start a shaman, again, a long time ago when I was playing alliance characters. I think I played her just past level 20, and going off that experience, even though it's not much, I do remember them being sort of enjoyable. Their very low level abilities were kind of cool. They seemed quite powerful and enjoyable. Again, this is sub level 30. So I don't really know what shamans are capable of, but I'm definitely very excited to try. Kind of the blend of the casting and the melee as well as healing. I feel like in the future I could very much see myself playing a shaman, just based off of what I've seen and based off what they are. So she could absolutely fall into my auxiliary slot, I think. But I guess I'll just have to start playing her until I know for sure, so I can really make a guess. In the meantime, Monk, one of my favorite classes in this game, and he's definitely going to be one of my last to level up, mostly because back in Legion I had, again, playing on Alliance just a little bit, I had a Panda Monk, who was one of my first characters after my warrior, who I created and maxed leveled. She actually hit max level before my warrior did, despite my warrior being my main character. So I know Monk inside and out with both Windwalker and Mistweaver, but again, it's also been a little more than a year at this point since I played Monk, so I don't know what's changed. And I have never ever touched Brewmaster. So that's why I think I'm going to do this character, being that I know the other two. I want to make this guy mainly a Brewmaster so I can learn that. And if anything, I might end up going back to a Monk. At some point, I could definitely see my Monk taking over as my main character. If anyone were to dethrone my warrior, it would 100% be a Monk. As for my prediction, I think he's going to be a very strong contender to be in my auxiliary slot, like 100%. I might not even care about anybody else. I might just play my Monk because I love Monks so much. They're just so much fun. They do a lot of damage. They're very mobile. They're really good healers, at least last I remember. And I mean, they're capable tanks, from what I know, at least. But I'm very, very excited to get around to my Monk, and I'm very curious to see where he's going to be in a couple years. My Demon Hunter, I literally only, like, started her, and went for maybe an hour, if even. I mean, you can see down here, I only leveled her up 4 levels. I don't know much about Demon Hunter at all, besides that they're highly mobile, crazy damage, and they're stupid good right now for PvE content. Just from looking at the gameplay that I've seen and just PvPing against them, I don't think I'm gonna really be too far in with Demon Hunters. They're just not really my thing. Highly mobile melee. I mean, Rogue is about as much with that as I get, I think. I like to be more of the sneaky, stabby, quick, like on foot kind of the way, as opposed to the Demon Hunter, which seems a lot more like ich bin schnell, as it were. And yeah, if I had a prediction for this character, I'm probably gonna get her to max level and then stop. I'll probably never touch her again. Maybe come back to keep her level even with everybody else when new level caps come out. But other than that, no, I'm really not interested in Demon Hunter. And finally, the last one, my Death Knight. Death Knight is the one character I have never, ever, or one class, excuse me, that I have never, ever touched. Ever. Sort of. I started Demon Hunter, I think, or Demon Hunter. I started a Death Knight, got them maybe up 2-3 levels, completed a handful of quests, and that was it. Other than that, I didn't do anything real. And I'm kind of excited to try them eventually, but at the same time, it's kind of meh. From what I've seen and what I know of Death Knights, they don't necessarily appeal to me. I can't really give specifics because I don't know. But all I know is that I look at this character and I go, nah. But I do know right now, as of this recording and as of this patch and whatnot, that they are dummy good on all parts. Except for healing, unless you count self-healing. Because obviously they don't have a healing spec, but they're stupid good tanks. They do a lot of damage. Their utility in one of the specs rivals that of a Frost Mage, and they're ridiculous. So that's kind of one thing that kind of deters me, is how good they are. I'm not the type that likes to play overpowered characters or classes, anything like that. But I'm still interested in getting around to Death Knight, especially with Shadowlands. They're going to have a whole new thing for Death Knights, so that's going to be interesting to see. I'm debating if I should just level up this character now or wait for Shadowlands. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how that'll end up working. As for the future of this character, I don't know, and honestly, I don't care. Death Knight just doesn't appeal to me. It's the one class that I look at and go, whatever. But, anyways, those are all my classes currently as of May 26th at 1 a.m. 2020. The whole idea of this is really just to come back in a couple of expansions and see where my characters are at. if even then, just kind of see how far they come. It's mostly for me, just to come back to and see. But if anybody happens to come across this video, thanks for watching, and I hope you come check out my Twitch channel. I hope to, as of this recording, I hope to start streaming World of Warcraft content soon, leveling up all these characters, start doing more guild stuff, do some raids and player versus player, and just have a good time. So there will be a link down below for that. And in the meantime, hope to see you around.